What if I told you your next cruise could cost up to $1,000 less without giving up a single day of fun? Every year, thousands of passengers on Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC, and NCL unknowingly waste money on overpriced upgrades, hidden fees, and simple booking mistakes. Meanwhile, experienced cruisers quietly use a handful of insider tricks to enjoy the exact same vacation for hundreds less. In this video, you'll discover 15 cruise hacks that could save you $1,000 on your next trip. Some of these tips take just minutes to use, and hack number 7 has saved entire family vacations from becoming expensive disasters. 1. Book during cruise sales, not the moment you decide to cruise. The biggest mistake many cruisers make happens before they even choose a cabin. Most passengers believe that booking as early as possible automatically guarantees the lowest price. While booking early can certainly be smart, the truth is that when you book often matters just as much as how early you book. Imagine you're planning a 7-night Carnival cruise. You find an itinerary you love and immediately reserve it because you're worried prices will only go up. A few months later, the exact same cruise goes on sale during wave season or Black Friday. Suddenly, the fare is hundreds of dollars cheaper, and new promotions include onboard credit, free gratuities, or discounted drink packages. Meanwhile, another traveler who waited for the sale or carefully monitored prices ends up paying significantly less for the exact same cabin. Most cruisers don't realize cruise pricing changes constantly. Cruise lines adjust fares based on demand, promotions, and how many cabins remain available. That means today's good deal might become an even better deal tomorrow. But here's the catch. Waiting too long can also backfire if popular sailings begin selling out. The smartest travelers don't simply book and forget about it. They monitor prices regularly and understand when major cruise sales typically happen throughout the year. Watch for major cruise promotions like wave season, Black Friday, and holiday sales. Compare prices regularly and continue checking your fare until final payment because a few minutes of research could save you hundreds of dollars. 2. Choose the right cabin location instead of the most expensive cabin. A more expensive cabin doesn't automatically mean a better cruise. In fact, choosing the wrong location can ruin your vacation no matter how much you paid. Most passengers focus on the type of cabin they want: interior, ocean view, balcony, or suite. But experienced cruisers know the location of your cabin is often more important than the category itself. Imagine two couples sailing on the exact same Carnival cruise. One spends an extra $1,000 upgrading to a balcony cabin without checking the deck plan. Their room ends up directly beneath the Lido deck, where crew members move lounge chairs every morning before sunrise. Late at night, music from the pool parties echoes through the ceiling. The second couple books a less expensive interior cabin located between two passenger decks. It's quiet, peaceful, and they sleep soundly every night. Who had the better vacation? Probably the couple who paid less. Most passengers assume spending more guarantees comfort. But the truth is that a poorly located premium cabin can be far worse than a well-located budget cabin. Experienced Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC, and NCL cruisers always study deck plans before booking. They avoid cabins under pools, buffets, theaters, nightclubs, elevators, and busy crew service areas. The result? Better sleep, less noise, and hundreds of dollars saved. Before booking any cruise, spend a few minutes reviewing the ship's deck plan. Choose a cabin surrounded by other cabins instead of public areas, and let location, not just price, guide your decision. 3. Skip the drink package if the math doesn't work. Unlimited drink packages sound like an incredible bargain, but for many passengers, they're one of the biggest money traps on a cruise ship. Cruise lines advertise unlimited cocktails, specialty coffees, bottled water, soft drinks, and premium beverages as if everyone will save money by purchasing the package. But here's the reality. Imagine a couple sailing on a 7-night Caribbean cruise. Before boarding, they purchase a premium beverage package because they don't want to worry about drink prices. The first sea day is fantastic. They enjoy several drinks by the pool. Then the itinerary changes. 3 port days mean they're off the ship for most of the afternoon. One evening they're exhausted after a long shore excursion. Another day they spend relaxing with bottled water instead of cocktails because of the heat. By the end of the cruise, they realize they would have spent far less simply paying for drinks individually. Most passengers don't calculate how many beverages they actually need each day just to break even. Experienced cruisers do the math first. If you're someone who enjoys several alcoholic drinks, specialty coffees, bottled water, and sodas every day, the package might be worth it. But if you're only having a few drinks occasionally, you're probably paying more than necessary. Estimate your realistic daily drink consumption before buying any beverage package. If the numbers don't clearly save you money, skip the package and pay only for what you actually drink. 4. Bring your own cruise essentials from home. One forgotten item can cost 3 times more once you're on board. Most first-time cruisers spend weeks planning their vacation, but forget something surprisingly simple. Sunscreen, motion sickness medicine, phone chargers, reusable water bottles, pain relievers, toothpaste. These items seem inexpensive at home. On a cruise ship, not so much. Imagine realizing on the first afternoon that you forgot sunscreen. You head to the onboard shop expecting normal prices. Instead, a small bottle costs 2 or 3 times what you'd normally pay at your local store. Later in the week, someone forgets charging cables. Another passenger needs seasickness tablets. Small purchases begin adding up surprisingly fast. Cruise ships know passengers have limited shopping options once they're at sea. That's why convenience often comes with premium pricing. Experienced cruisers avoid this mistake by packing a dedicated cruise essentials bag before leaving home. They include medications, sunscreen, chargers, reusable bottles, magnets for cabin walls, waterproof phone cases, and other inexpensive items that become costly once on board. The money saved may seem small at first, but across an entire family, these simple purchases can easily add up to hundreds of dollars. Create a cruise packing checklist several weeks before departure and purchase essential items at home, where prices are usually much lower than onboard shops. 5. Try the included dining before paying for specialty restaurants. Many passengers spend hundreds on specialty restaurants without realizing they've already paid for outstanding meals. Cruise brochures make premium dining look irresistible. Steakhouses, Italian restaurants, seafood grills, celebrity chef experiences. Everything looks better than the complimentary dining included with your fare. Or does it? A family boards a Royal Caribbean cruise and immediately books specialty dining every night because they assume the main dining room won't be impressive. After several days, they finally decide to try the complimentary restaurant. They're surprised. The food is excellent. The service is outstanding. The menu changes daily. Their waiter even remembers everyone's favorite desserts. Suddenly, they realize they could have enjoyed meals like this all week without paying another dollar. Specialty restaurants absolutely have their place. Many offer unique menus and memorable experiences. The mistake is assuming they're necessary every evening. Experienced cruisers often choose 1 or 2 specialty dinners during the week while enjoying complimentary restaurants the rest of the cruise. That strategy delivers excellent value without dramatically increasing vacation costs. Explore the main dining room and included dining venues first. If you still want something different later in the cruise, book one specialty dinner instead of paying extra every night. 6. Compare shore excursions before booking through the cruise line. Booking every shore excursion through your cruise line could quietly cost you hundreds of extra dollars. Most passengers assume cruise-sponsored excursions are always the best choice because they're convenient and easy to book. Sometimes they are, but not always. Imagine arriving in Cozumel. Carnival offers a beach excursion for $129 per person. After doing a little research, another traveler discovers a highly rated independent operator offering nearly the same experience for almost half the price. Both groups visit the same beach. Both enjoy snorkeling. Both receive transportation. The biggest difference? One family saved more than $250. Now, there's an important exception. Cruise-sponsored excursions include one valuable advantage. If the tour runs late, the ship generally waits. Independent excursions don't always provide that protection. That's why experienced cruisers don't automatically choose the cheapest option. They compare reviews. They verify the operator's reputation. They consider travel time back to the ship. For shorter port visits or unfamiliar destinations, paying a little more for peace of mind may be worthwhile. For many popular ports, however, independent excursions can offer outstanding value. Compare cruise line excursions with reputable independent operators. Read recent reviews carefully and balance savings with reliability before making your final decision. 7. Never fly in on cruise day. Trying to save one hotel night could become the most expensive mistake of your entire vacation. Most passengers think arriving on the morning of their cruise is perfectly safe. After all, if your flight is scheduled to land several hours before embarkation, what could possibly go wrong? Unfortunately, plenty. Imagine a family flying to Miami on the same morning their Carnival cruise departs. Everything looks fine until bad weather rolls through. Their flight is delayed by 3 hours. Then it gets delayed again. By the time they finally land, the cruise ship has already left the port. Their vacation is over before it even begins. Not only do they lose most of their cruise fare, but they're also left paying for last-minute hotel rooms, new flights, transportation, and the enormous cost of catching the ship at the next port, if that's even possible. Meanwhile, another family arrived the afternoon before. They checked into a nearby hotel, enjoyed a relaxing dinner, slept well, and boarded the next morning without any stress. One extra hotel night saved their entire vacation. Most experienced Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC, and NCL cruisers follow one simple rule: never fly on embarkation day. They know weather, mechanical issues, air traffic delays, and missed connections happen every day. The cost of arriving early is tiny compared to the cost of missing your cruise. Always arrive at your departure city at least one day before your cruise. That small investment in a hotel could save thousands of dollars and eliminate one of the biggest travel stresses you'll ever face. 8. Keep checking cruise prices after you book. Booking your cruise doesn't mean your chance to save money is over. In many cases, it's just beginning. Most passengers reserve their cruise, receive the confirmation email, and never look at the price again. That's exactly what cruise lines hope you'll do. Imagine you book a Royal Caribbean cruise 9 months before departure for $1,800. A few months later, the cruise line launches a promotion, and your exact cabin is now selling for $1,500. You don't notice. Another passenger on the same sailing does. They contact the cruise line or their travel agent before the final payment date. Depending on the fare rules, they receive a lower price, onboard credit, or even an upgraded cabin. The difference? A quick 5-minute price check every few weeks. Most passengers don't realize cruise prices can fluctuate many times before sailing. Sales, promotions, slower booking periods, and special offers can all reduce fares. Of course, not every booking qualifies for a price adjustment, especially after final payment. That's why it's important to understand your booking terms. Experienced cruisers make checking prices part of their routine. They treat it just like checking airline fares. Sometimes nothing changes. Sometimes they save hundreds. Continue monitoring your cruise fare until the final payment deadline. If the price drops, contact your cruise line or travel advisor immediately to see whether you're eligible for savings, onboard credit, or an upgrade. 9. Skip cruise line airport transfers when better options exist. Convenience is great, but sometimes you're paying a premium for something that's no better than a cheaper alternative. Cruise lines make airport transfers sound like the easiest option. You simply land, find the cruise representative, board the shuttle, and head to the terminal. Simple. But here's the catch. Imagine a family of 4 arriving in Fort Lauderdale before their cruise. They purchased the cruise line's airport transfer package because it seems like the safest choice. At baggage claim, they discover several passengers are still waiting for delayed flights. The shuttle doesn't leave until everyone arrives. They end up sitting in the parking lot for nearly an hour. Meanwhile, another family walks outside, requests a rideshare, and reaches the cruise terminal in less than 20 minutes, for significantly less money. That's why experienced cruisers compare every transportation option before booking. Sometimes the official transfer is absolutely worth it, especially in unfamiliar destinations or when traveling internationally. Other times, taxis, rideshare services, or local shuttle companies provide the same convenience at a much lower price. The smartest travelers don't automatically assume the cruise line offers the best value. They compare, then they choose. Before purchasing airport transfers, compare prices for rideshare apps, taxis, hotel shuttles, and local transportation services. A few minutes of research could easily save your family over $100. 10. Bring your own approved drinks on board. One simple packing trick can save you from buying an expensive beverage package you never really needed. Many first-time cruisers assume they can't bring any drinks on board. So before the cruise even begins, they purchase soda packages or expensive beverage plans without checking the cruise line's actual policy. That's a costly mistake. Most major cruise lines, including Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC, and NCL, have specific rules allowing passengers to bring certain non-alcoholic beverages on board, although the limits vary by company and itinerary. Imagine a family with teenagers who drink soft drinks throughout the day. Instead of purchasing multiple soda packages, they review the cruise line's beverage policy before packing. They bring the maximum amount of permitted canned soft drinks and bottled beverages. By the end of the cruise, they've saved a surprising amount of money while still enjoying their favorite drinks. Most passengers never realize this option exists because they're focused on the packages being advertised during booking. Of course, every cruise line has different rules, and those policies can change over time. That's why experienced cruisers always verify the latest guidelines before departure rather than relying on old advice. The savings may seem small at first, but over a week-long cruise, especially for families, they can add up quickly. Before buying any beverage package, check your cruise line's current beverage policy and pack any allowed non-alcoholic drinks. It's one of the easiest money-saving hacks that many passengers completely overlook. Next, 11. Don't buy every professional cruise photo. Those professional cruise photos may look priceless, but buying all of them can quickly become one of the most expensive souvenirs of your vacation. From the moment you step on board, photographers seem to appear everywhere. At embarkation, during elegant dinners, on formal night, at scenic ports, even while you're walking through the ship, every picture looks fantastic on the display screens. So it's easy to think, we'll probably want them all. Imagine a family of 5 sailing on a Carnival cruise. Throughout the week, they stop for nearly every photo opportunity. By the final day, they have over 150 professional pictures waiting for them. Excited, they purchase the unlimited photo package. A few weeks after returning home, reality sets in. Most of those photos are never printed. Many stay buried in a digital folder. A handful become social media posts, but the majority are rarely viewed again. Meanwhile, another family takes plenty of photos with their own smartphones, buys just 3 professional formal night portraits, and saves hundreds of dollars. Most passengers don't realize that cruise photographers are incredibly skilled at creating emotional buying moments. You're not just purchasing pictures, you're buying memories. But memories don't always require buying every single photo. Wait until the end of your cruise, review every picture carefully, and purchase only your absolute favorites. You'll keep the memories while keeping much more money in your wallet. 12. Book your next cruise while you're on board, but don't rush the decision. One of the few sales pitches on board can actually save you money if you use it wisely. During almost every cruise, you'll hear announcements encouraging passengers to visit the future cruise desk. Cruise lines often advertise reduced deposits, onboard credit, cabin upgrades, or exclusive booking bonuses available only while you're sailing. Those offers can be genuine. Imagine a couple nearing the end of an amazing Royal Caribbean cruise. They already know they want another vacation next year. They visit the future cruise desk and receive a reduced deposit plus several $100s in onboard credit for their next sailing. That's real savings. But here's where many passengers make a mistake. They feel pressured to choose a specific itinerary immediately without comparing prices or checking their schedules back home. Some later discover a better promotion or realize the dates don't work for their family. Experienced cruisers know the future cruise desk is valuable, but only if they were already planning another cruise. They never let excitement replace careful planning. The goal isn't simply booking another cruise. The goal is booking the right cruise at the right price. If you're already planning another cruise, compare the onboard offer carefully, ask about cancellation and transfer policies, and only book if the deal truly provides better value than waiting. 13. Compare independent travel insurance before buying the cruise line's plan. The easiest insurance option isn't always the smartest one. As you're booking your cruise, you'll almost always see an offer for the cruise line's travel protection. Most passengers simply click Accept. After all, protecting a vacation worth several $1,000s seems like an obvious decision. But most travelers never compare alternatives. Imagine 2 families booking identical MSC cruises. The first accepts the cruise line's insurance without researching other options. The second spends 30 minutes comparing several independent travel insurance providers. They discover another policy that offers higher medical coverage, stronger emergency evacuation benefits, better trip interruption protection, and coverage for flights and hotels, all for about the same price. Months later, an unexpected emergency forces both families to cancel. One receives limited reimbursement. The other has far broader protection. The difference wasn't luck. It was preparation. This doesn't mean cruise line insurance is bad. For many passengers, it's perfectly adequate and extremely convenient. The mistake is assuming it's automatically the best value simply because it's offered during checkout. Experienced cruisers compare policies the same way they compare cruise prices. They look beyond the cost and focus on what the policy actually covers. Before purchasing travel insurance, compare several reputable providers, read the policy details carefully, and choose the coverage that best fits your cruise, not just the first option you're offered. 14. Take advantage of the free activities you've already paid for. One of the biggest money-saving secrets on any cruise ship is realizing how much entertainment is already included in your fare. Many passengers board expecting to spend extra money every day. Paid attractions, premium classes, exclusive experiences, special events. Yet they completely overlook dozens of free activities happening from morning until late at night. Imagine a first-time cruiser who spends money on paid attractions every afternoon because they assume those experiences must be better. Later, they discover they missed incredible live music, comedy performances, Broadway-style productions, trivia contests, deck parties, cooking demonstrations, dance classes, and movies under the stars, all included with their cruise fare. Experienced cruisers rarely have this problem. Every evening, they check the cruise line's daily planner or mobile app. They build their schedule around the complimentary activities first. Only then do they decide whether any paid experiences are truly worth adding. The result? More entertainment, less spending, and often, a far more memorable vacation. The truth is that cruise lines already include an incredible amount of value in your ticket price. The challenge is actually taking advantage of it. Download your cruise line's app before sailing. Review the daily activity schedule every morning and prioritize the free entertainment you've already paid for before spending extra on premium experiences. 15. Set an onboard spending budget before you even board. The easiest way to save hundreds of dollars on a cruise starts long before you step onto the ship. Most passengers don't overspend because they plan to. They overspend because they never created a budget. Imagine boarding your Carnival cruise with no spending limit. The first day, it's a few cocktails, then a specialty coffee, a souvenir, a spa treatment, casino games, photos, gift shop purchases. By the final morning, you open your onboard account and discover you've spent several $100s more than expected. Now imagine another passenger. Before boarding, they decide exactly how much they'll spend during the cruise. Every evening, they check their onboard account using the cruise app. When they're getting close to their limit, they simply adjust their spending. No surprises. No stressful bill on the final morning. Experienced cruisers understand something important. Saving money isn't about saying no to everything. It's about deciding in advance where your money will create the most enjoyable memories. That's how they return home with great experiences instead of credit card regret. Set a realistic cruise spending budget before your vacation begins. Monitor your onboard account daily and spend intentionally instead of impulsively. A great cruise doesn't have to come with a huge price tag. In fact, the smartest Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC, and NCL passengers know that saving money isn't about cutting corners. It's about making better decisions before and during the trip. By using these 15 cruise hacks, you could realistically keep hundreds or even $1,000 in your pocket while enjoying the exact same vacation. The little choices, booking at the right time, choosing the right cabin, avoiding unnecessary upgrades, and planning ahead, often make the biggest difference. If these tips helped you, hit like, subscribe for more cruise secrets, money-saving strategies, and insider advice, and let us know in the comments.